for all. No alternates.
We don't have any
No
alternates. No
yeah.
public, no alternate.
No public. All right. So approval of the January 22
Mhm.
meeting minutes from last
I have
week.
extra copies with me if you want.
Yes, please. Thank you. Yeah.
Pass that down to her.
And I did, oops, sorry. And I did read through it. And it looked good to me, except for the 650,000. I was intending that to be only for the heavy highway equipment ETF, not as a general, but it does match up with what it is going to cost, I believe, or close
what
to
I
it.
thought at that point we were looking at. Level funding, 650K for the first year.
That
And then we started to talk about the ET, oh, I guess maybe, yeah, and the paved gravel level funding. Okay,
yeah.
I can add in there, so make the recommendation,
But it's not really a recommendation. I was just saying, based off of my little experiment, that was the number that I came up with to actually level fund that portion
So
of it.
do we want to change that word from Gagnon started the discussion with the funding of $650,000 for the first year for the highway heavy equipment ETF?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
fine.
so let's just change that sentence with to amend, to read.
It is close to what we
Gagnon,
need anyway for the warrant impact.
Hold on, no, stuff has come out,
started
Oh, something's.
I think.
Okay.
Oh, right, hold on.
the discussion with level funding the highway heavy equipment.
So, yeah, no, actually, the only thing I think on the CIP that's going on the warrant is, the replacement of the 2005 Peterbilt. And that's the grant, because the refurbished ambulance is not on the warrant, the portable radio replacement not on the warrant, the Kawasaki ATV not on the warrant.
But remember, this was done before we had that solidified warrant.
Well, the warrant still isn't even solidified until
Right.
next week.
So-
Yeah.
But this was done before
Yes.
those things came off. So
Fair
at the
enough.
point that we were doing this, which was even just last week, I guess, that those things hadn't necessarily formally come off.
Yeah. But that's good though, that we can keep this as like a living document as you guys have done so far, and that things will come off.
Yeah, okay.
Come on and come
So,
off.
so that we can approve the minutes, let me go back to this.
Yeah.
So I changed that to read, Gagnon started the discussion with level funding the highway heavy equipment at $650,000 for the first year,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, that's good.
But I think,
I'll take that whole, and strike from if attempting level funding status, the amount would be too high. Gagnon made that whole sentence, those two sentences completely come out.
If we were no, I think you can leave that one. If we're attempting level funding, we would need that just for the heavy highway ETF.
Yeah, but that sentence no longer fits with this
With
second sentence, the second sentence, because the second sentence now says Gagnon started the discussion with
Oh,
level funding the highway heavy equipment at $650,000 for the first year.
okay.
Okay, was just
That
a
works.
discussion, we decided that's too much, kind of, or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I guess that's why it's important to have a balanced
Okay.
CIP, a balanced budget,
right.
balanced operating budget, and then also have the different funding sources to
Right.
kind of level that out.
Are there any other changes to this?
I think we talked about, I think we did have the full conversation and said that that was not going to be our recommendation. Cause we looked at the fleet, didn't we look at the age of the fleet and note that a lot of the stuff is relatively new?
We haven't made any recommendation.
No, I know, but I thought the rest of the conversation, I could have had this conversation in my head, was just looking at the rest of the fleet and that we're,
Yeah, the
No.
original wording established the HPF indicated as to be used for repair and replace, not to make additions. In discussing the amount to recommend, it was noted that the fund has been used for repairs. Final recommendation was that more analysis needs to be done regarding road maintenance and requirements before a number can be made.
okay,
Yeah.
So we didn't make a number.
okay.
Yeah, we just said, yeah, we need more. Ooh,
Oops,
I should
sorry about
turn
that.
that off too.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah, and then otherwise, it looked good to me.
All right,
And I
anyone
think-
wanna make
did
a
I-
motion? What?
And did not that I wanna add a ton, but I think, did we talk about the fact that, that the 3 fire department items were not on the warrant?
We didn't necessarily specifically talk about that. We talked about it in relation to, do we want to recommend an amount? And it's like, no, we really can't because we don't necessarily have an analysis of all the requirements. We need, we would really be looking for something along the lines of that fleet report that DPW does and.
Yeah. Cause I'm looking at my, my CIP marked up, and I had
There's
those 3 items
nothing.
crossed off, and then I had noted that, if the current warrants is, I think is drafted, I won't say as written, but as drafted, where the intent was to, number 34 DPW transfer station, the 2023 Blue Western Star, again, the warrants as drafted were canceling out 27, 28, and 29 payments. And then the same for the,
Can we-
86.
So is there
Yeah.
a change you want to make to the minutes? I want to get the minutes
Yeah,
approved.
I know, I'm
Because
just,
we're getting into other discussions.
no, I know,
so-
I had these like marked up from the last meeting, so I'm sorry, I didn't think about this. I don't know if they're worth capturing in the minutes, or we just add them to today's minutes, because we just talked about them.
I think we,
I think
I
we
don't
should
remember-
talk about all of those and,
Yeah.
and get an update on the warrant, so
Okay.
we wanna do that.
Yeah,
We can
Yeah,
approve
we can do
these.
that, yeah.
I thought yeah, maybe we didn't, and this was me looking at it at home and sparking it up, but I thought I made those things. All right, so, the only thing I think addition, or change that I would make is on page 2, the large paragraph.
the new business paragraph?
Yes, the
Okay.
last sentence, of that big paragraph, oh, maybe it's the second, anyway,
3-1.
toward the major renovations that will be needed, I would just say repairs.
I don't know where you. What does the line start with? Oh,
here,
toward the major
Just above
renovations.
1105.
Okay, you want me to change the renovations to repairs?
Yep.
Okay, so it'll now read $100,000 this year to save toward the major repairs that will be needed in attacking the worst case roads.
Yes.
Okay.
Or I'd say just the worst roads.
We'll accept that we kept using the words worst case because they use the words worst case, because that's how they used to define roads, was by worst case and the
Worst
Worst case scenario.
Worst first.
I
Sorry, I
have
didn't.
And then did we define a fund to place that in? We had talked about a road CI, capital reserve, or would we?
No, this would
do that
just,
later?
for now, this would just be a
I'm just gonna
warrant article.
Strike case and just call it worst roads, that way.
Recommends voting for the 3 warrant articles and then add $100,000 this year to save toward major
I think that was
repairs.
in the highway heavy equipment No, it can't be.
I think
Because
Nope, that
we
was-
talked about, Idlewise has a capital, just. for
Capital
the road.
reserve fund, the road fund.
Oh, right,
We
right,
have a
right,
Yeah, I
road
wrote
fund,
that
don't we?
down.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the
Do we have
ETF.
one?
Do we have a road capital reserve? I don't.
I gotta look, I don't think I brought that, cause I thought, oh, I don't need that.
But I just
But I
didn't know
have a
if we
town
wanted,
report, so.
do we wanna just leave that $100,000, or do we wanna say where we were thinking of putting it?
Yeah, I would.
Oh, I think we should say where I don't know that we discussed then where we were thinking of putting it.
I thought we mentioned, something like a, capital reserve, a road capital reserve fund, cause I think that's what
Yeah.
they mentioned in the T2 program.
And then if we don't have that, we could make it or establish that.
So much paperwork.
Cause I think if we mentioned it, I would have written it down.
I
I would have,
in my notes, I thought I did, but,
There's the ETFs.
oh yeah, a road construction capital reserve fund.
but that was
That's-
during the discussion with UNHT too, that was not when
Yeah.
we were discussing.
Right, and that's what the
That's-
paragraph we're in. Right?
Tell me what
Yeah.
change you wanna make.
I think just say then add $100,000 to a
Something
road
like that.
construction capital reserve type fund.
To a,
Road construction capital reserve.
capital reserve fund this year to save towards the major repairs that will be needed in attacking the worst roads. Okay?
Yep.
Sounds good.
Anything else?
Nope. Looks good.
Anything else? Joy?
Nope.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes
I will, as amended.
as amended.
I will second the motion to approve the minutes as amended.
All in favor? Say aye.
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 Aye, aye, aye.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right.
Okay,
So,
Good, that's done.
thank you.
It took a bit.
Thanks for bearing with us on that one. Just a couple edits. So, no public comments. We need to finalize the actual report because we had made a couple of changes to that. And so I gave you the report with new,
Yes, there it is.
and with the signature page on the back. And there was one thing that I did add because I think we were missing it and we didn't touch it, but it was, oh, wait a second. For the police, we didn't have explore office space requirements, but that was something that we had spoken with.
We didn't have it where,
We didn't have under police department.
that line was
for-
missing?
Yeah,
Okay.
that wasn't there, so I added that. And then I just made the edits as we had talked about.
Okay. I think under the DPW, the third bullet, the second line that says that inventories
Yes,
and assess town roads, shouldn't that be assesses town roads, town roadways?
consider working with North Country Council on road service. Yes. Assesses town roadways paved and can include a windshield
Windshield survey.
survey. And this is a contracted service. So I had spoken with Michelle from NCC,
Uh-huh.
and they do the road surface management program as a contracted service, so it would have a cost associated with it, but they do try to use membership discount and any grants available. So it's based on scope, so we would just have to put together what we're considering, or the DPW would do that. And it's usually in alignment with the CIP, so they would do the windshield survey and the entire management plan. So I added that, and then,
Yeah.
so they can explore.
Did they give
that.
you any idea of how much that generally costs? It's between 20,000 and 80,000. It's between 2,000 and 10,000. Did she give you any idea?
No,
No. Okay.
no, but I'm sure she could, if we have an idea of what we're looking for. She'll probably get that back to us. I can ask her. I think it would be helpful if somebody from the DPW
Yeah, I think so.
does it with us, because they're well versed in that and they could tell us like what exactly they're looking for. And then there was another bigger one that I had made edits to. Oh, the fire. The last bullet of the fire. Just that we're recommending that the department prepare a fleet summary similar to what the DPW has done.
Yeah, photo catalog, document current fleet, identify usage, and assess ongoing needs. Should also address other capital expenditures, including equipment. Requirements not currently met by existing vehicles or equipment, and if deemed appropriate, the establishment of a fire department equipment ETF to support scheduled replacement of vehicles and equipment. Ground and best practices necessary to operate the department effectively and to meet the service needs of the town. Very well
Is that
said.
what I said?
Yeah.
All right.
Very well said.
Thanks. Yeah, and I think that was the majority of it.
Okay, so, in the third paragraph,
From the beginning,
From the
where
beginning.
that starts with a master plan update,
yes,
okay?
the end of the fourth line,
The line starts with plan for the town,
yes.
okay?
I would say for the ward parcel, including, I'm trying to capture that the ward parcel is basically the municipal complex, right? Try to define what the ward parcel is. Does the ward parcel actually come all the way over here and include the library?
I think it does.
I'll have to look it up. I think, yeah, the library, the fire department, town hall, DPW,
Why don't you just put those in parentheses after it, the
Yeah.
word parcel, and say,
yeah,
the grounds on which the library, fire department, town hall, DPW all reside.
yeah, and the, as you mentioned, the fields and land behind it.
Okay.
All right, and then,
And then I get into a little bit more of the municipal
yep,
buildings in the next paragraph. Is
Yes.
that okay? Okay.
yep, so, and I would cross off DPW Parks and Recreation, because that isn't really its own department.
Where?
It's a budget, sorry, the two lines below that.
Oh.
Okay.
Should include
Oh,
goals
it's
and
not an
department heads.
actual.
Right, it's not its own department, and nobody's assigned to it, it's just a budget line
DPW.
underneath the Department of Public Works.
Gotcha. Okay.
And really, I think all the department heads are stationed at the ward parcel. So I don't, to include guidance from the department heads. It seems,
I think I was looking to them because,
but I would just say the department heads, cause I
Okay.
think they're all stationed at the ward parcel, because they're all stationed within the municipal complex.
okay, okay. Should
So
I?
strike and specifically DPW, Parks and
What?
Recreation,
No,
Recreation
no.
Department, and Committee, what?
No, hold on. This would include guidance from the department heads. I would strike stationed at the ward parcel. And then strike and. Keep specifically, but spell out Department of Public Works. Again, obvious, but
Okay,
just,
how about you just
Department-
rewrite that?
Yeah, Department of Public Works, okay.
Public Works, parentheses, DPW, strike Parks and Recreation, keep the rest. Except, I believe it's a Conservation Commission, not committee.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Commission.
That was it for that one. And then, so basically, that would read, the CIC recommends updating a comprehensive plan for the ward parcel, including, or what, whatever you're gonna say that, with the actual buildings it includes, the municipal
Yeah.
properties, whatever. This would include guidance from the department heads, specifically Department of Public Works, DPW, the Recreation Department and Committee, and the Conservation Commission pertaining to the use of the fields and recreational trails beyond, and then the rest of that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And then, for the next one, an opportunity to work with SAU 13 and the, I would just say all capitals, Madison, capital E Elementary, capital S School was presented. And then end of the second line, beginning of the other line, I would rather say we recommend, instead of saying we recommend commissioning a comprehensive inventory and condition assessment, I would say we recommend joining in their comprehensive inventory and condition assessment to include all municipal buildings.
Okay,
And then at the third to last line, heating elements of the buildings, their life expectancy, and when to, I would say, anticipate repairs.
Nowhere, for example.
is it the third line up?
Yes, the third line from the bottom, instead of when to repair them,
Change
And
that to
when
anticipate, and when to
repairs.
anticipate repairs?
yes.
Okay,
Analysis pricing is based on square footage and was last estimated at 14,000.
13, wasn't it? It was 13.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it was
Um,
13,000,
Which, total,
Inc-
which includes,
which included Freedom, Tamworth, and Madison.
Or a minimum of 100,000 square
Square
feet.
feet.
okay.
I would change observations because it's more than just we observed. Like our, now,
Research.
yeah, I was saying research
Research?
or,
Development of our listed recommendations based
Based
on
on-
our research and
or-
discussions.
yeah,
Or
or,
just
or based
research.
on information provided by departments.
Sure.
So instead of based on our observation, based on the information provided by departments. or departments and other organizations, because we did work with MES.
And then change and to as well as discussion.
Okay.
Instead of frequent grant searches, I would say grant searches,
Where are you?
sorry, the very last sentence, which begins on the second to last
We
line.
suggest regular.
Yeah. Or grant searches for everything.
Well, if you just leave it generic as grant searches, it should include everything.
Okay.
Grant searches, yes.
And thoughtfully updated CIP information prior to the submission to the CIC.
I mean, we could even go as far as saying we suggest putting together a calendar.
No, I don't wanna
For
commit
those.
to that,
Okay.
in case we don't go that route. Do you know what I mean? So just we suggest grant searches and, I don't wanna say accurately updated CIP information, that sounds a little snarky, but we can leave thoughtfully, I guess. Or even just say updated. Just cross off thoughtfully, updated CIP information prior to submission to the CIC. I would just, so the first item, it's a recommendation to designate. So I don't know if this, if it should say specific expenditure line, CIC recommendations for specific expenditure line items listed on the CIP.
So while this one is responsible.
Just to title that whole section as, just to
CIC
make it
recommends.
clear, the CIC's recommendations for specific expenditure line items.
I don't know where you're putting that.
The
What are you
very top-
changing?
Sorry,
Are you changing the specific expenditure line items listed on the CIP?
I think we just need to be clear as day that this is the CIC's recommendations for specific expenditure line items.
What do you want to change it to? You want to change
I
that?
put
Add the wording right in the beginning, CIC
The beginning
recommendations
of- I'm sorry. the
of
beginning
this
what?
section, of the title, the bold title of this section,
Right, you
add in the
want,
beginning of it.
you want wording underneath it, because right now there's none. Right now
In the title itself, in the bold wording, I just wanna add 3 words at the beginning. CIC recommendations for,
Specific expenditure line items listed in the CIP.
yes.
Okay.
And that's reflected in the title, Town of Madison Capital Improvement Program Recommendations. And then I did, get time on the Board of Selectmen meeting. So Linda okayed that. I just said 20 minutes so that we can give the report, give them the report, and then,
I'm sorry, are we done with this?
No, I'm just, you guys had made some changes, or you just were pointing out some changes that you made? I couldn't tell if you guys were making changes on the fly, or whether or not you were
No,
just
no.
pointing out changes that you had made.
I was just pointing out the ones that I corrected or changed from the last meeting.
Okay.
But then I think we just naturally moved into reviewing it and making any additional changes. So my
Yeah.
question is, because for minutes, sometimes we go all over the place and trying to capture what we actually accomplished or did can be a little difficult. So that's, if I appear to be questioning specifically what you are saying, it's because I'm trying to accurately portray what
Put
we
it
did.
in minutes. Yeah, and then the last thing that I added was just the signature page that we can,
If there are no changes on this, well, we can't sign it, because it says draft on it. We can't sign this today.
Right.
Under police department, the third open bullet,
Explore office space requirements.
I would just like to add and options.
Okay. I personally, I think that's inferred, but if we're gonna be more specific, that's good. Because then nobody can question it.
There we go. I mean, I can make these changes real quick and get the watermark off to solidify.
If we
it,
think they can print it upstairs, at least even
Yeah.
just this last page, so that we can sign it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, are they open? Forget what.
I think I saw people going in and out upstairs.
I just saw the police go by, so.
Oh, okay. Oh, yep, they're parked right there. Yeah, they open at noon. So if we're just,
They open at noon,
mhm.
so they're not up there.
No, not right now. Can we do a digital signature? Like if I
Mhm.
sign? No,
Has to have a
okay.
physical signature.
Okay, and I would just cross off the parenthetical paved.
I'm sorry, where are you?
Sorry. You can't read my mind.
No,
I
ma'am,
don't know
I'm
if that's
trying,
Under DPW,
okay.
road CIPs, the third open bullet,
Mm-hmm.
consider working with North Country Council on a road surface maintenance program. I feel like, first of all, we need to make sure they do it. You didn't happen to talk to them, did you?
Yes.
She
they
did.
Do they do
Were
it?
you were not
They-
here? Did you like completely,
I was
when
work-
she talked about Michelle?
I was
She was
working on that.
editing.
I was working on that.
Oh.
Yeah, no, they,
Okay,
no, it's okay. They do that, and that was what she said. They only do the paved.
yeah, yep, that's what they said in the meeting, that typically folks that do this only do the paved. So I would, because I feel like we need a road surface management program that includes
For both.
for both, but North Country Council does it for the paved.
Okay, why don't we just add a fourth bullet that says,
DPW creates and maintains a road surface management program.
or just create a
Yep.
road surface management program for gravel roads, so that they're two separate items, because North Country Council's not gonna help us.
Right, so maybe I suggest that they create and maintain a road surface management program, period. And then consider working with North Country Council that inventories and assesses town paved roadways. That can include a windshield survey.
I think can or would, it would include, right? Because
I think it can because
it's an option.
it's an option.
How else would they do it?
I don't know.
And then it's a contracted service, so that's additional, it's not part of our fee?
No.
Right.
Okay. Did they give an?
So
No.
she also said that it can be reduced by any grants they may have, and or a portion of it could be reduced by, because we are members and pay a membership fee, but it's not, it is a fee for service thing
All right, so
that they
a-
do.
So this is a contracted service that can be, or where the fee can be reduced by grants. I would state that.
Well, I think it all depends on what grants they have. It's not grants we have, I think. I don't know if I
Yeah.
heard you correctly.
It's
It's grants
Ones
they
that
have
they
on
have.
their books,
yeah.
so.
Okay. So here's my
consider
proposal.
working on a
So I,
road surface.
so I propose, adding a third bullet. that
There is a
says-
third bullet.
Okay, that change,
Another one.
adding a new bullet in this order, so that it would be adding a new bullet in between the current 2 and 3. And that would say DPW creates and maintains a road surface management program to include paved and gravel roads, period. And then fourth bullet, consider working with North Country Council
I don't like
that
that. I don't
inventory-
like the consider working with. I think
Okay.
we should, because I think it.
recommends working with, and
Or
just
just-
remove consider.
Pursue options with North Country Council to perform the road surface management program for paved roads or something.
Sure,
because-
so instead of consider working, just change that to pursue. Pursue options. So fourth bullet then becomes pursue options with North Country Council to inventory and assess town paved roads. That
Council.
can include a
I
windshield
lost you
survey.
after that.
What's that?
I said I lost you after pursue options with North Country Council.
Okay,
But
so,
as long as
Yeah.
Tia has it.
okay,
Yeah, that's fine. To
So
inventory and assess town roadways, town paved.
so
Yeah.
pursue options with North Country Council to inventory and assess town paved roads that can include a windshield survey.
Okay.
Then this is a contracted service that can be reduced by grants that NCC
I don't
may
even
have.
think you need that. I think you're just adding
Yeah.
extra. That doesn't even need to be there. Once they start, I mean,
Well, I just see that people going, contracted service, we're not paying for that.
well, then don't even put contracted service in. Just say pursue, that's why it's
Okay.
pursue the option of working with them.
Okay.
And if, when it comes back, well, we have to pay for this, then that whole discussion comes out and, you know. So I don't think
That's
you
fine.
need to get to that level of detail for it.
So just cross off,
This is a contracted service, just cross
Okay.
that out.
Okay.
And I think it just ends up, pursue option with North Country Council to inventory and assess town paved roads, which can include a windshield survey.
so the CIC recommends not, I mean, they're already included in the warrant, so I don't feel like we recommend including them because they're already there. We recommend,
I think
The
when
repair
we-
warrant
When we
articles.
got this though,
yeah,
They weren't.
right,
okay. The CI recommends the repair warrant articles in the 2026, or on the 2026 warrant.
But we've not taken a vote to say that we do recommend. I know in the
Yeah,
minutes
we-
it says that Joy, you recommend it, but we've not taken a vote that says the CIC recommends those, and I think that that would require a vote.
So the whole thing is CIC recommends, CIC recommends, CIC recommends. So this way, I think would just be, if we are voting to approve this report, we are voting to approve all the recommendations within, because I don't think we voted line item by line item to approve each of these.
No, but I also, it's,
It's kind of the way the ABC and select board does it.
when you are changing the wording in this, you're changing it to the fact that we were recommending approval of the warrant article. And that's not what this says. This says, put a warrant article in,
Right,
okay? And that's what we were recommending, put a warrant article in. Put the 3 warrant articles, include them into this year's 2026 warrant article budget.
it seems a little like
Well, it's because we-
self-referencing, because the repair warrant articles, we wouldn't have them to include if they weren't already included.
No, there were discussion about them before we had,
because before we were saying not to. We changed
Right.
it from saying, give us more information, to
Right.
saying, okay, you know, we went through the T2 And maintaining the roads is important, and obviously, but it had said that we were not recommending it until the CIP, the road CIPs, and we had more information.
And I think the
And now
UNHT2 piece has helped fill in some of that information.
So
Yeah.
many of them, yeah, so much information.
So we went from saying no to yes. CIC recommends including these repair warrant articles in the 2026 budget, while DPW creates documented analysis of the road network and explanation of prioritization, as well as cost per mile for maintenance for roads with a pave and gravel breakdown.
I would say, the three, including the three instead of these. I don't know. Yeah, these is fine. Well, just, I don't know, I'm trying to be as specific as possible without
Yeah,
locking us into being wrong, if that makes
No,
sense.
I'm good with the 3.
Including the 3 repair warrant articles.
I think you should.
Should
Oh, it
road
doesn't
repair.
call this well, it already says road repair warrant articles.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say the same thing, and then I looked at it. And
And then I added, based on the initial submission, CIC does not recommend a bond for the future repairs of the Carbon Bark area at this time.
Okay, so then, I would just do, instead, at the end of prioritization, which is the end of the second line, the first
Yeah.
bullet, second line, just do a comma and lowercase a, since it's,
sure.
the as isn't its own sentence. That's just a grammatical thing.
Oh,
And then based on the initial submission, I would say initial discussion,
well, they
Initial
submitted it to
understanding?
us.
and it,
They submitted it to us,
they did?
didn't they?
No.
They discussed it at
It
a
was-
BOS meeting.
Oh, and then.
And
you
it really
brought
wasn't even very long discussed. It was more like a mention.
Yeah,
Based on the initial
discussion,
mention by the Board of Selectmen, the CIC does not recommend a bond for the future repairs of the Carved and Bark town, area of town or East Shore Drive at this time. I think I would like to move the "at this time" to the beginning. Does not recommend at this time a bond for the future repairs.
yeah, that makes sense.
But based on initial Board of Selectmen conversation,
When they gave us the whole windshield survey, didn't they? Or was that coming from you?
that was Nicole. That came from
Yeah, there was
Nicole, I
there was
think.
no windshield survey, nope, there was no
No
windshield
official.
survey.
Nicole
done by-
did one. But there was none done by town.
Right, there's nothing,
Oh,
nothing done by the town.
what was the report they showed us? I thought
so they-
put like an entire,
Hold on.
yeah.
They did there was a map that was presented by the DPW in a BOS meeting. And they highlighted the roads that were going to be addressed in each warrant article by color. And then it included a, different color for the Carved and Bark neighborhood and East Shore Drive. And the discussion in the select board meeting was that, I think it was Adam Price brought up, that they had discussed a potential bond to address that section that had been highlighted in brown.
Yeah,
But,
the $1.5 million.
yeah. So that
And then
was,
we got that though, cause we had
We-
that.
it was in a meeting, like, and it was in a meeting and we like pulled it off the wall and kind of looked at it. And then,
But in our meeting, we
Yeah,
had
she-
it pulled up and.
There is
we
no
had-
pulled up.
Yeah, we had like all the pictures of the roads.
no, that was,
That's Nicole.
yeah,
That was Nicole's windshield survey.
Oh, okay.
That
That was
wasn't a
not a town.
DPW, that wasn't a
I see.
town. That was her, that was her effort, if you will.
That's
Okay.
what I was basing it off of.
Is that
I was
making
like,
sense?
well,
I
we
know,
can't do
so many
enough of
meetings
that.
and, So I would change this to, instead of based on the initial submission, I would say this, based on the Board of Selectmen conversations.
Yeah.
Or discussions.
Based on yeah. Based
How about
on the
a Board of
initial-
Selectmen meeting conversation? Because it was during a meeting that you
Yeah.
guys.
Okay. Wow, I did not realize that was her.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes, like, when that happens, you think, well, was this officially done, or was she just took it upon herself to go do it because she wanted more information before agreeing? Because she then said, I don't agree to these warrant articles because we don't have enough information.
Yeah.
All right, so based on the initial conversation.
Based on the Board of Selectmen meeting conversation,
Yeah.
CIC does not recommend at this time a bond for the future repairs of the carved in bark area of town or East Shore Drive.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
Okay? Does that
Yep.
make sense? You got that?
Got it.
Okay.
Got it good.
Salt shed. State mandated, recommends DPW research to complete a capital expenditure request for funding assets in the form of grants, fundraising, donated labor, equipment.
And then I have to send this over to Linda by Thursday, so I'll have this.
Can we do an out, well, let's wait till we get there,
Okay.
because we gotta finish this part. But we can talk about an out of, session signature.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that would be
Good.
good.
And then CSC recommends the selectmen and DPW consider a ward parcel master plan in the design and use of the space. Okay. Recommends the DPW apply, we already did apply. Recommends the DPW, I don't wanna say proceed.
Where are you?
So, I'm sorry. the
2008
dark bullet-
Peterbilt dump truck.
Yep. The dark bullet 2008,
So
but it's a
do-
2005, it's a 2000, oh wait, no, okay, we're skipping to the, yes, you're right, because the 2005
Is
is
already
being,
done.
is already done by the grant. and
Right,
then-
this
so
is the 2008.
8, yep, sorry, my bad. Yep. Do you
Oh,
have
I just noticed I have
a,
an extra period in there. Oops, okay.
There's an extra word, replacement is in there twice.
Oh, okay. I was like, why
Cost
do
of
I
a
have that
replacement truck,
period.
period, replacement, period. See?
Why?
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, I got news for you.
Looked
One
at
night
this so many times.
I sat and stared at the word of for 15 minutes because it didn't look right.
Like, why?
Why is it OF and of?
The cost of a replacement truck, period. Okay.
Without knowledge of current warrants, CIC recommends a feasibility report prior to suggesting more than $40,000 added.
I would just strike without knowledge of current warrants, I don't think that's necessary, I think even with knowledge of current warrants, we'd still recommend,
A feasibility report
and,
after 40,000 should say being added to the
I think it
ETA?
was because we didn't know how much they were already putting in.
oh, so this is, all right, so this is kind of where we got to the discussion part about the kind of upcoming fleet that would need replacing, and, yeah, and I think the last draft of the warrant, which I have, Sharon, does the ABC have a more current version for your meeting tonight?
Nope, we'll get it tonight. Oh, we may get it tonight.
Okay, all right,
We do have a more current budget,
okay.
but that's the same budget you guys went through as a Board of Selectmen last week to update stuff.
Okay, so it does say, to see if the town will vote and establish a police cruiser expendable trust fund per ours, that's great.
What does
Can we
it,
put
what does
that
it
in?
say? Can you read that slower and louder?
Sure, apologies.
Okay.
Article J has been added, to see if the town will vote to establish a police cruiser expendable trust fund per RSA 3119-A for the purpose of the purchase of a future police cruiser and upfitting of the same, or upfitting of same, and appropriate $10,000 for this purpose, and further to name the select men as agents to expend from this fund. And they're
Okay.
going to finalize the wording, but that's the gist of it.
Right,
So
okay,
that's great.
what does that have to do with
Um,
the
I was,
DPW?
yep, so I was looking, the next, Article L, temporarily labeled
We
L.
don't have K?
There is a K, but it's for the police department software acquisition
Okay.
implementation, which has changed. So Article L at this point says, and all of them are going to be renumbered and relettered.
Yes.
Article L, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $10,000 to be placed in the previously established Highway Heavy Equipment Expendable Trust Fund. There was a conversation at the last BOS meeting, I can't recall if I relayed it or not, I think I did, that they were looking to add $10,000 here for unexpected repairs. But then when we went through that budget line, they said, you know what? We're already adding 10,000 to the budget there and may not even need it there. So we crossed off 10,000 somewhere. I want to say it may have been in that budget line, but I,
No, I think we left it in the budget line and took it out and didn't add to this. So basically it all stayed the same.
yeah, I'll have to go back
I
and
have
check.
to look, yeah.
But I feel like that's definitely for repairs, but in terms of CIP, we're looking for replacement. So maybe it's, I'll have to go back and watch or look at my notes. I just can't remember if the conversation was about,
I thought that they were
Replacement.
I thought they were taking it out of the operating budget and putting it into the
I think that's what
ETF because they were like over, they went from like 40 to 60. And then you wanted to level it out at 50 because that's what they spent last year.
yes, so I'll have to go back and review the conversation, but
So what do you want to put there?
yeah, that's what I'm
We
trying to
need-
put my head around. So I think we bumped them back down to 50. Let me see if I can find my most recent copy.
That's budget. What are we talking about
So-
with regard to the E ETF?
If they bumped budget back down to 50 and removed the $10,000 addition that they had anticipated putting in for repairs.
Hang on. Let me see if I can pull this up.
And they usually put, is it 10 or 20?
It depends per year. Some years we put 20 in, but if we're only using it, is this my most recent one? Our meeting was the 120 meeting, I believe. So let me see what I did. That was under DPW highway. All right, so I do have it crossed off that I believe it's not going in the budget.
What's not going in the budget?
$10,000 is not being added to the DP highway budget vehicle repairs line. We're going to flatline that at $50,000. Because 25% of that, Dave Swift said 25% of that is routine maintenance. So 12,500 is routine maintenance for the fleet. And then the other 25 plus 1250 is so 37,500 would be for kind of unanticipated repairs. And that, so again, all right, so I think that's where it landed. So the ETF is currently, I believe, at $10,000 for, again, kind of those maybe unanticipated repairs that would go above the 37,500. But I think from our perspective and looking at the fleet and what may be coming up for replacement, I think we were considering adding more to it to save for future replacements.
Right, because they've been using it mostly for repair.
And they've been,
So right now, the warrant articles that Linda sent me for tonight's ABC meeting shows $10,000 in that highway heavy equipment expendable trust fund to add. There's a
Okay.
balance of 20,900 currently in it. We would be adding $10,000.
Alright. So theoretically, the next truck for replacement would be that 2008 Peterbilt, preferably with a grant. And that's where we might need a chunk of change for kind of a down payment. Because if we do a grant, it has to be destroyed.
Right, we can't trade it in.
Other trucks, we would have option for trade-in. So maybe we do suggest
But if it's
maybe
if
another,
it's 160, should we do half if it's gonna be next year? Or like what's the purpose of the 10,000?
I think for unanticipated repairs above 37,500.
But shouldn't all of that be in the
Unanticipated repairs? Mm-mm.
that goes in the operating?
It goes in the operating budget. Their
So-
budget is for repairs on a annual basis. How much do they think they're gonna spend on repairs? The CIP is if you are going to replace a truck, or if you're going to replace, like a dump body, replace a major component, as opposed to repairing a plow because you banged it on a curb or something. So, and that's what they have been using this CIP for, is, holy cow, it costs us $7,000 to fix whatever. We only anticipated it was gonna cost $2,000. We are now at the edge of our budget. How about we take that $7,000 out of the ETF
Yeah.
to offset that repair, so we don't overrun our budget.
So at the end of
Like as
2020,
an emergency fund rather than saving for it. So I just think that
Right.
they need to use it more appropriately, and if it's going to be 160,000, I mean, everybody's afraid of the numbers,
Right.
but like $10,000 doesn't do anything. To me, like, if it's $160,000 roughly, that's what we're paying for this grant, or
For the current
the,
one.
yes, the current trade it or replacement. So why does $10,000 make sense? Shouldn't it be
It doesn't.
half this year, half?
Right, it doesn't make any sense because they're not thinking about the replacement costs of a new truck. They're only thinking about repairing the equipment they have.
Right now?
Correct.
Right in this next year?
Yes.
So we have to think like a couple more years out.
Strategically.
Yeah. So I don't wanna just pick a random number.
All right,
Right,
so,
let me
Okay.
just read, the expendable trust fund for the highway heavy equipment. 2024, at the end of the year, it had $25,000 in it. At town meeting last year, we added another $20,000 to it, so as of March, it had $45,000 in it. Throughout 2025, we expended $24,000 in kind of the unanticipated repairs.
So-
And that was in addition to capping out at the top of the $50,000 repair budget.
so I guess my question is, it does not appear to me, this may be a sidebar a little bit, it does not appear to me that they're doing a really good job of budgeting or maintaining the equipment. These are all repairs and maintenance. You know, they spent $75,000 as opposed to the 50.
Which is why they had proposed an increase in 10. But I think that
Well, why wouldn't you just increase your budget line and defend that as opposed to increasing an ETF?
well, that's what they
think they
originally
tried
had in
to.
there, was $10,000. But again, Dave Swift came forward to talk about the fleet in the last BOS meeting. And we kind of talked about it a little bit. And I think they actually felt comfortable that $50,000 should cover should cover everything. They felt that it was, I think, my impression was
Without planning.
that it was an unexpected year.
That's
So
without planning, so
that $10,000 in the ETF was, again, they felt that they could, the 37.5, you can never predict, but they felt that 37,500 really should cover what they need. So they reduced it by 10, but still added to the ETF as that kind of backup emergency $10,000.
So,
Instead
but
of-
it'll be $30,000. Well, actually, there's 21,000 in there.
Yep.
They'll add 10, it'll be 31,000 in the ETF.
Yes.
But again, that only addresses half of what the ETF was intended for, which is the repair.
Yep.
Tia's point is, where is the money for replace?
Right.
And one of the things I think we should do is, if we suggest that they put 50 or 70 or 80 or $100,000 in there, that we stipulate that that money is for replacement, right? So that way, in the ETF, there are two sublines. One is the $31,000 for repair, and the other is whatever money we recommend and gets approved for replace, so that the replace money can't be used for repairs.
That
It's there for replace.
Right, so that recommendation can be made, but that the way it was written, we can't control, because the way it was written is,
But we're not changing the warrant article,
right, so,
warrant article language. We're just making a recommendation.
Yeah.
And it would be up to
Yeah.
the selectmen to say, you know what, that makes sense. Let's either change the wording of the warrant article, or let's add a second warrant article that adds money to the same account for replacement purposes. Okay,
Yeah.
we don't have any authority to change the wording of warrant
And we're
articles.
only doing this for the DPW because we have the warrant article for 160 this year, and then we're considering replacing this 08 Peterbilt next year. So it makes sense to try to level that off a little bit and
Yeah.
help save for it.
so this year for the 2005 Peterbilt replacement, the total cost of the truck and outfitting is $365,000. 255,000 of that is covered by a grant. So we still need to come up with approximately $110,000.
Oh, right, at 110, sorry, not 160, because that was with interest.
Probably, yeah, probably. So we need to come up with kind of that $110,000. Side conversation, it was proposed to pull it out of the unassigned fund balance. I don't see that happening potentially going forward. So we do need to save, if it's a like for like situation, then again, if we got, for example, this grant for another $255,000 for the 2008 Peterbilt, then the town would have to come up with $110,000. So, as you're saying, as we're all saying, I think, if we could lessen that 110, this year, and say, add to the ETF, and maybe even, so, if it's
50?
already going to end up at 30K,
For replace.
For repairs.
Repair.
again, they can't, that's a thought process, but that's kind of their default for doing that.
Right.
But, yeah, they can't, the same way we can't say, you have to set this much aside for replace.
Yes, we can.
We can recommend, we can't.
It has to be voted on, obviously. But there could be a warrant article that says, and we've done it, because there was a warrant article a couple years ago, what the heck was it about, where the wording on it said it was specifically, Madison Schoolhouse. That money in there is for lead abatement. So I believe that the wording in the warrant article can say you put it in there and it says for replacement of future vehicles or future replacement of vehicles, of DPW vehicles.
Yep, so the 2012 warrant article says, to see if the town will vote to establish the highway heavy equipment ETF for the purpose of repairing, refurbishing, or replacing highway heavy equipment, and further to raise and appropriate $10,000 to be placed in the fund, and to appoint the Board of Selectmen as agents to expend.
That's the original one creating that.
So it has to be used unless amended or closed and reopened. That is the way that it is written and the way that it can be used by the Board of Selectmen.
Unless, of course, this warrant article says this $100,000 that we're putting in there is specifically for replacement. Otherwise, why put it in there? Why put it in that one? Create a whole new one like we're
Right.
doing for the police cruiser.
That's what I'm saying.
Create a new warrant article, but we don't need to. We can add money to that warrant article with the designation that it's for replacement.
Okay.
So that we don't have to create a new fund, is that
Right.
helpful, or does it,
I
doesn't
don't,
matter?
yeah.
Does it muddy
I
the
mean,
waters?
I think I do, because I think that as we look at that fund and as we look at the spreadsheets, I don't know, I feel like that, if we put that wording in 1 year, that is more likely to get lost as people go back to the original intent of it.
Not if you, in the ETF list that she gives us, have a subline to that shows, here's what the overall balance is. Here's what the replacement piece of it is. Because who says we're not going to add another 80,000 next year for replacement, right? And then can keep going so that there's money for specifically designated for replacement versus repair and refurbishment.
Okay. It would go to, Linda would draft it would go to DRA for
For
approval
approval.
anyway, yep.
Yeah.
So I would say 50,000 to add in addition to the 30 for this year,
They're adding 10
Oh, sorry,
this
10.
year, yeah.
to add to the full fund.
The 10. So the question is, we're just making the recommendation.
Yeah.
Linda will have to deal with whether that's a separate warrant article or whether it is additional wording in the existing article that says 10,000 to be added with no stipulation on it, and an additional $100,000 to be, or whatever it is, $50,000 to be added specifically for future replacement of DPW vehicles.
And then that frees the select board up to use whatever funds next year. If they want to add another warrant article to add 50,000 more just for that, or if they do have unexpended
Here's
funds.
the risk, though.
Oh, shoot.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Here's the risk. If the populace does not like the $50,000 and they vote it down, then they don't get the 10 either.
They can,
Could we do two?
They can
can
amend
change
on
it
the floor.
Yep, to reduce it to.
So then or the select board, the select board would need to be specific in writing those articles.
1055.
Bless you. Feasibility report prior, I would say CIC recommends a feasibility report, period. Just, we do. And then remove prior to suggesting more than 40,000 added to the ETF to prepare for repairs and replacement of the fleet. I mean, we're working through this
Okay.
right now
Yeah.
with the additional information of the warrant articles, so.
Okay, so the CIC recommends a feasibility, so wait a minute,
Yeah.
go back. What are we recommending?
So,
Do you want to say CIC recommends adding 100,000, or I keep saying 100,000 because that's what you said initially and it's stuck in my head. Recommends $50,000 to be added to the highway heavy ETF for vehicle replacement, future vehicle replacement, period. We also recommend a feasibility report prior to suggesting, but they're not suggesting more than $40,000. They're only suggesting 10.
I feel like I should scratch this whole thing because it just doesn't make sense.
Is it not open?
I think we
Are
should
we
scratch
still gonna
that
be here
line.
are we still gonna be here in 15 minutes? Probably?
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay, I'll be back in 15 minutes, apologies.
That's okay.
I'll leave everything here if that's okay.
Yeah. So,
So the CIC recommends the addition of $50,000 to the Highway Heavy Equipment Fund to be used solely for replacement of vehicles.
yeah.
I don't want to say which vehicle, because if they decide not to get the grant for the 2008 Peterbilt, I want them to have the flexibility that it can be used for other vehicles.
Yeah, that's really smart because who knows what they're.
And then I think anything else, we would just make it another bullet. If we want to discuss the $10,000. We can say, this would be in addition to the recommended $10,000 for the existing, I don't know.
I think its own bullet,
Okay,
2 things, just say adding the $10,000. I originally had, oh no, wait. I think that the $10,000 is fine because they already have 20,000 in the
yeah,
fund. So if
Right.
they are using that as the oopsie.
offset of repairs, right?
Yeah. Then that's fine. So we're just agreeing with,
So then we don't even have to address that.
yeah,
We don't even have to address it.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, and then we also recommend a feasibility report,
Mm-hmm.
similar to what we suggested for the fire. And I liked the wording better
Where
for
is
the
it?
fire. A fleet summary. I mean, Dave did a pretty nice fleet summary.
So then we would want a bullet that says the CIC recommends a feasibility report.
Because we don't just want that fleet summary, we want the feasibility study to show, you know,
Well, personally, I wanted to show how many miles of roads we have paved and gravel, and then what trucks are required to maintain that
that's what it is.
versus what trucks do we have, right? But I don't want to tell them how to do their feasibility report. I think we
Yeah.
just recommend that a feasibility report, which includes, you know, requirements for trucks or equipment, because it's not just trucks, includes the requirements for equipment and how that's currently satisfied and will be satisfied in the future.
And then recommends that the
Is your
DP,
stomach?
that cookie, I need another cookie, Sharon.
Where'd they go?
You need to feed, no, I'm just kidding.
I'm serious, where'd they go? Did
I
I
don't
send
know.
a package of them
She
down
took
there?
them, she
Did
ran
she
off with
take
them.
them?
Yeah.
I have more.
It's okay. So we also want to recommend the DPW research and identify grants for fleet replacement on an ongoing basis.
Yep.
Following procedures set by the
Placed
select
by the
board.
select board, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I feel like that covers the DPW.
W.
Um,
From a CIP standpoint,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I feel like we really are giving the selectmen a lot of work, but
Yeah.
but a way forward. Like this is
Yeah,
kind of
this is-
what we
here's your
need
path.
to do our job.
Right. And oh, by the way, you're gonna need the outcome of all of this to do your job.
Yeah, they'll be better off with all this info.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah, so we'll just lay it out there for them.
Okay.
Okay,
Fire.
yes, fire.
We don't recommend adding an ambulance. $1 million.
Well, not
fire
right now.
No.
Unless they
Right.
wanna, unless the select board wants them to put that effort into the feasibility study and
Yeah.
figure that out. It's not just an ambulance, it's an entire department.
Yes.
So
It's,
what does that look like?
so I'm not quite sure why this, CIC recommends the selectmen consider a ward parcel master plan and working with the police department for overlapping requirements. I don't know why that's in fire.
It's in
Or is- am I on the
fire
wrong page?
because he wanted to do, it's a bullet under, maybe I should put this onto the next page so that it's not,
Right,
I'll
but,
move that down. so it
but this
matches
doesn't
up.
mention the fire department at all. It just says the selectmen consider a ward parcel master plan and working with the police department for overlapping requirements.
But it's under.
How about
if you-
working with the fire and police department?
It's under the $1 million firehouse addition. This is what we're suggesting based on that. So he wants to do the addition. We want them to
Okay.
consider,
But
The-
this is an action item for the selectmen, not an action item for the fire department.
based on, to see if maybe the police department, if there's space there. If they're going to do this $1 million addition, is there space for the police department?
Yeah, I guess I
something
just
like-
don't see how it necessarily fits there. In my head, it literally maybe has nothing to do with a firehouse addition. Because there's a whole bigger issue about the ward parcel master plan and working with the police department for overlapping requirements. If what you're saying is how
I
the
guess it's
$1
in
million
considering-
firehouse addition fits into a ward parcel master plan, and
Yeah.
are there overlapping requirements between the fire and police department?
Mm-hmm.
But it just seems to me like, oh, maybe they cut
That
and
sentence
pasted this
doesn't make
wrong.
sense.
Maybe this was supposed to be under police, which I don't even see. Oh, up here. You're like, why wouldn't it have been up here? Why
I
wouldn't we
guess
have put it
CIC
here?
recommends the selectmen consider a ward parcel master plan and working with the police department for overlapping requirements if they're going to put a firehouse addition on.
I don't know.
So-
I'm trying to think this through.
Like, we don't want them to go forward, and then they're not at this point yet, but go forward and plan this in a vacuum.
Okay, so
I
why
want
don't,
them to consider the
Okay.
plan. Is there space for that on the parcel? Is there an overlapping requirement or needs from the police department that they could maybe work together? They're both facing space constraints.
right, so why don't we
So
say
how
that
do
the
I-
CIC recommends the selectmen consider the firehouse addition in relation to a ward parcel master plan and potential overlapping requirements by the police department.
In relation to, yes. And overlapping requirements
And
or
potential,
needs.
wait, I don't know what you've got in there.
CIC recommends the selectmen consider the addition in relation to a ward parcel master plan and overlapping
So I want to
needs
go back.
of
I
the
don't think
police
this should
station.
necessarily be just the selectmen. So I want to take the selectmen out of this. CIC recommends considering,
Okay,
considering the firehouse addition
In relation to.
in relation to a
A
ward
ward.
parcel master plan and potential overlapping requirements.
Of the PD.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, I know what I want, I just need it to say
How
it.
do we get it so that
To
when
make
somebody who
sense.
hasn't been sitting in these conversations reads it, they understand what we're talking about?
Yes, okay.
Okay, the fire department prepare a fleet summary comparable to that provided by DPW. Your summary should include photo catalog, document current fleet, identify usage, and assess ongoing needs. It should also address other capital expenditures, including equipment, operational requirements not currently met by existing vehicles or equipment, and if deemed appropriate, the establishment of a fire department equipment ETF to support scheduled replacement of vehicles and equipment. All recommendations should be grounded in best practices necessary to operate the department effectively and to meet the service needs of the town.
Yeah,
Bingo.
that's what's up. And then,
Library.
yes. And theirs looked good, it was just,
Recommends
The
library
second
continue to assess
floor.
building requirements such as code requirements for a second exit for the bottom floor check room and any other capital expenditures for additional requirements and improvements. Okay. Anything for town hall?
I don't have any edits on town hall.
I would, in the second line of the first bullet where it says this includes redesign of the police department, I would put potential redesign.
Okay.
Is there an adult softball league currently that uses that? I think there is. Yeah, I think
I
there is.
don't know, but I think we talked about it.
Yeah, I think there is.
I don't know if we should have et cetera.
So instead of et cetera, we can just say, and other uses as,
As identified.
yeah.
Right.
At the end, completed, there should just be a period, yeah.
Yeah.
CIC, I like that one. Does not recommend adding warrant articles for future improvements to Burkefield until an evaluation of usage of Burkefield has been performed and documented. Offsets have been identified and a capital expense request form has been completed. CIC recommends performing an evaluation of town beaches, buildings, rafts, docks, safety ropes, and requesting capital expenditures be added to the CIP as appropriate.
And I think that's a learning piece for us too, just
Yeah.
in that we've included the department heads, but we could use help from any of the committees or commissions that also have this, and I think that we could add that next year, and I think that's in our goals, is just to, yeah, just make this more complete and acknowledge the needs of the committees who are using these spaces too. And at the last Board of Selectmen meeting, they were talking about the rafts and the docks, so I'm glad
Yeah.
that we included that.
Yeah.
And it really should be on here. If even if it's volunteer, that would be like an offset
Yeah.
or whatever it is. Okay. And then Madison School, just that we want to join forces with them on the Alpha project, and then also the
Harrison study of
recommendation.
small town school districts and building usage and operation.
Yeah.
Do we want to say why? Comparison study of small town for potential currently unexplored uses or something? Comparison study of small town with building usage and operation in light of the declining population and potential use of school
Buildings.
resources.
footage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In light of declining student population and identifying potential future use of
the building?
school resources, I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, and it's not like a bad thing
No,
either. It's just, I think that it's
It's just
something we need
information.
to evaluate. Yeah.
yeah, it just becomes information that adds to their knowledge with regard to what could we do if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Nobody's saying you have to.
And what are the other schools in the district
What are they
experiencing too?
doing?
Because it seems like
Right.
everybody's
Yeah.
population is declining. So and that's not just
Freedom looks
their
like they only
problem.
have 50 kids in their school.
Yeah,
so-
something like that. So what do they do? And there's also a bigger homeschooling population. Not that, I mean, they pay taxes for the school too. Could
Right.
they use part of the building? I just feel like it would be
Oh, that they
like
could
appropriate.
they could combine sort of their homeschooling efforts and maybe they go to the building and use the library and they have that kind of thing.
Yeah,
That would be
something
good.
like that. I don't know.
Okay, so key findings. So we're done. We haven't missed anybody.
Nope. But this is so good because, I mean, I thought we were done at our last meeting. I was like, all right,
I
yeah,
know,
send it in, but
right.
that's okay. Back to the drawing board.
Town's master capital improvement program require updating to reflect current conditions. Efforts are underway to update both of these documents. Decisions are currently made without a comprehensive municipal facility or condition assessment. Several town facilities, town hall, public safety spaces, and public works infrastructure are underutilized, outdated, or insufficient for current needs. There's a need for greater coordination among town officials, departments, boards, and committees, and the residents and taxpayers in capital planning. Some long-term capital needs are identified but lack prioritization, sequencing, and alignment with an updated planning framework. Wow! Look at you!
Yep.
Long-term CIC goals. Establish 10-year needs assessments for all departments and committees. Collaborate with the planning board and master plan steering committee to align the CIP with master plan work as it is completed. Establish sustainable expendable trust fund target amounts. Continue to extend the CIP to a working 20-year horizon. Improve transparency and predictability of capital expenditures for taxpayers.
Yeah.
Select board action items. Review this report and approve the accompanying capital improvement plan. Review the proposed capital expenditures policy and procedure and work with requesters to identify additional ways to fund expenditures. Authorize and provide direction on priority of planning studies and facility assessments.
So
Okay?
We're kind of putting it back in their court to tell us what to do.
Which pieces of this to prioritize and go forward with and continue? Yeah.
So we'll give it to them, they can pick it apart and figure out what they wanna do, and then we can help them with that planning and,
Right.
putting the studies together, or however they want to work that,
Right.
but they need to tell us what they want us to focus on.
Okay, so literally, if we're here in another 40 minutes, you could just take draft off of this, print this back sheet. We could sign this. We could approve this as amended and vote to sign it so that you would have the signatures today, and then all you have to do is clean up and print the rest of it, and you could
Yep.
deliver it to the
Who's Zach? And I think I heard somebody upstairs maybe?
They might be here early.
Apologies. Did you just said there was cars up there?
Don't, because I didn't quite see it on the corner, but I didn't.
We should put like an intercom between the lower floor and the top floor,
Yeah.
right? I mean, they make Bluetooth ones, or they have the telephone sets that act as intercoms that you could just plug into the wall and,
You need to print something?
I do.
well, because we finished going through the rest of this. There are no changes on this back sheet. So she could technically just remove draft and print this back sheet. We could vote to sign this as amended and just sign the signature page, right? And then she could finish cleaning it up and add the other pages to it in order to deliver it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a printer that has a scanner on it at home?
I do, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so then you could always, for our purposes, scan the signed, once you put the whole document together, scan it and send it to us so we have the final version.
So the library opens at noon,
Right.
so I can call upstairs and see if somebody's up there.
I need to look, because I think I have a set of like 5. We don't have a house phone, so we got rid of them,
It might
I
be.
think. But we may have a set of 5 that, you know, it's just a handheld thing, but you could punch like 1 and 1 is upstairs. And it would internally,
We have that too.
yeah, it's
Handy.
how we used to communicate in my house in Maryland, because it was so big that if you were in the basement and somebody was on the top floor, there's no way you could ever hear them.
Okay. I'm getting voicemail upstairs.
I can
Well, they
see
may
if
just
it's
opt not to
unlocked.
answer the phone before 12 too, so. Like if they're not officially open, they may opt not to answer the phone.
So what was the final wording on the highway heavy equipment E ETF?
I'll let Tia read it.
Yeah, where did that go? Okay, so we broke that into two bullet points. So the highway heavy ETF, the addition, so the CIC recommends the addition of $50,000 to the HHE fund to be used solely for replacement of equipment of the fleet. Oh, equipment or the fleet.
In the fleet, equipment. Because it's not to
Equipment.
buy new stuff, it's only to replace fleet equipment, to replace fleet equipment.
Fleet equipment.
Yeah.
So we would like to add the $50,000 to that. And
Do we want
then-
to say anticipating the 2008 Peterbilt? That way they know.
Sure. Does that make sense?
Anticipating replacement of the
Well,
2008.
2 bullets earlier, we already say, CIC recommends the DPW apply for the Green Fleet Grant and identifies other grants to offset the cost of replacement truck.
Okay.
Should I put it there?
Put what there?
In anticipation of this, we suggest adding to the 50, to the heavy highway ETF.
I suppose you could put it at the beginning of it, I just.
You could do two
But,
bullet,
but I don't wanna tie it to the 2008 Peterbilt.
okay.
Because they decide, you know what, it's the 2011 that we just had a massive issue with, and we're gonna replace that one and not the 2008 one. Then I want them to still have that money to use, you know?
Yep.
So I purposely did not wanna tie the $50,000 to the 2008 truck.
So then we have a second bullet point. CIC recommends a feasibility report for the
That-
trucks to maintain road.
Yeah.
Or-
CIC recommends a feasibility report that includes requirements for equipment and how that is satisfied now and in the future. You wanna,
I don't like feasibility report. I don't like the word feasibility. in
Requirement
this
study?
case. Requirements analysis.
yeah.
Or even simpler than that, like require,
If we get simpler, they might not give us what we're looking for.
I think requirement analysis is fine because it's,
I wanna say, just like, I don't know, assess, department
Requirements
needs.
assessment?
I would say even just like assess department needs in terms of.
No. See,
equipment.
department needs to me is a subjective, or is a, subjective term. I need this. What I wanna do is have somebody say, what are we required to have?
Right,
What is the requirement for maintaining these roads?
there you go, all right.
So I think we,
Assess the department's requirements,
or need, yeah, needs.
assess the department's,
I don't know where you're putting that.
Equipment
CIC recommends a
Um,
study to assess,
I wouldn't even
The
say
depart-
study, cause I don't think, I'm just trying to simplify
it
it,
has to
right?
be formal. It
Yeah.
can't be somebody sitting at a desk
Documented
somewhere.
analysis. Or a documented assessment, just as simple as possible, a documented assessment on the department's requirements. Or equipment requirements.
You're gonna have to read the whole sentence because it feels clunky right now. What do we recommend?
So the CIC recommends, a documented assessment.
And then the rest of it
Of-
said, that
of-
includes requirements for equipment, how that is satisfied, and now and in the future.
So a documented assessment of the department's, equipment requirements. What they need now and what they may need in the future.
See, again, you're using the word need, and I
Okay.
wanna stay
What
away
they
from that
require
word.
now and what they, anticipate requiring in the future.
But then you're using,
Yeah.
Required to maintain roads and service the town. Does that make
you're gonna
sense?
have to read it out loud.
CIC recommends a documented assessment to, of what they require to maintain roads
Determining
and
the
serve,
requirements, determining the department's requirements.
to determine. Okay.
To
That makes
determine the department's requirements.
Now and into the future.
Also known as a feasibility study, no, just kidding. But this is better. Requirements. Okay.
Can you read it?
No, I can't read it.
You just got
Roll
scratches.
tape,
What?
roll tape.
Okay, CIC recommends a documented assessment to include, or to determine department requirements to maintain roads and service the town now and in the future.
Yep.
Okay.
Can we change 2 to 4? Where it says to maintain roads?
So that'd
For
be
maintaining roads. But see, it's not, so go back and read that
For
again.
maintaining
for maintaining,
roads and serving the town. Serving
yeah, because they don't just maintain roads. They maintain the beach, they maintain all kinds of other stuff too, so that's why.
For serving the town.
Well, I guess I presume that that was obvious.
Yes,
We're not gonna have them
not serve the
serving, yeah, serving.
town. Serving.
Predominantly, the
Themselves?
equipment is used predominantly for road maintenance. But I think serving the town kind of covers the rest of it.
For maintaining roads and serving the town.
I think that covers it.
That's what we want. Okay. And then we made a slight adjustment for the CIC recommends, this is under the fire department as well, under the $1 million
Firehouse edition.
firehouse, yep, so it's the right there. CIC recommends considering
The Firehouse
Okay.
edition.
in relation to a ward parcel master plan and potential overlapping requirements of the PD. So we're just cleaning that up a little bit.
So I don't think it was an addition to the firehouse. I think it was for upgrades.
I think
It
there
was
was
a
an addition.
40
I think it was an
it was-
upgrade in addition.
Yeah, I think it was like a 40 by 60
Yeah.
addition with a drying, like a hose drying apparatus
Oh.
and some venting and something for the generator.
Okay. Okay.
So do we want to say the firehouse upgrade and addition?
Sure. Or even addition, whatever the wording was, I don't have it right in front of me, but
Addition
if you guys remember what the wording was, then all good.
and upgrades, yeah. And
Library stayed the same. Town hall, we only made one. In the first bullet, the second sentence, second line, it says this includes redesign. We put in potential redesign.
And then Parks and Rec, we just took out et cetera under the second bullet and just said, and other uses as identified. And then for the school, we just added to the third bullet that we're doing this in light of declining student population and identifying potential future use of school resources.
She's further back up. What are you further back up on?
Town hall, second bullet. Whatever we use to describe the,
The alpha thing?
yeah, just use the exact same wording so folks know we're talking about the same thing. 'Cause, so maybe even add just to that first paragraph on the first page, third-party capital improvement assessing or something. After reviewing, we recommend, you could say the engineering firm Alpha is a third-party capital improvement assessor,
Where do you want to say that?
after the word alpha. Fourth paragraph.
Yep.
Fourth line,
Engineering firm, comma, alpha, a
comma,
third-party contractor?
exactly as it's, whatever it is, just phrase it the same in both places. So in the town hall bullet point over here, it says third-party capital improvement assessor. So just say
Alpha,
alpha.
just put in
comma,
parentheses, alpha,
Yeah, that's, okay, I'll do that,
yeah.
i.e. alpha.
And then we didn't have any changes on the key findings, long-term
Yeah, the back page.
goals, yeah, or the select board action items.
So this, under Madison Elementary School and District. I'd say.
I
If we're
think-
gonna be, like, it's kind of, it's two different things that are kind of getting mushed together. There's Madison Elementary School and the Madison School District. They're, because the Madison School District is obviously includes, like, the busing for all the kids and the tuition for KMS and KHS.
So then just
So
take
just-
out the word and just keep it Madison Elementary School District, because the school district includes the school.
But you'd have to, it is either Madison Elementary School or Madison School District, or both. It's not Madison Elementary School District, it's Madison Elementary School, Madison School District. So I would
So
just
put
add
in-
and just
Well,
insert
we, the
Madison
Madison,
School District. Or just cross off Madison, or elementary and it's just Madison School District.
okay. So Madison School District.
Yep.
Okay.
Which includes the elementary school, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Looking at it now, I think we collaborated with the school and reviewed their CIP. The CIC recommends continuing to do so. I think we should recommend to them that we continue to collaborate with each other.
Okay. So just
Continuing that effort or continuing to do so, or however you want to.
All right, and then the second bullet point under the Madison School District, CIC recommends working with the town to participate in, and again, just the same wording, participate in or with third-party capital improvement assessors, or
I'll do alpha, i.e. alpha.
of just third-party capital improvement. Whatever, you can
Assessors.
just use the exact
We,
same word,
yeah, up above, we used third-party capital improvement assessors, i.e. alpha.
Or participate in third-party capital improvement assessing, whatever you wanna call it, but just be consistent, that's all.
Yeah, okay.
For municipal building analysis, CIC recommends a comparison study of small town school districts and building usage and operation.
And that sentence, we extended it saying, in light of declining student population and identifying potential future use of school resources.
Select board is 2 words.
Okay, where?
Sorry. On the last page, the
Right?
last section above the signatures.
Okay. This should be select board, 2 words.
Oh, gotcha.
The heading. Is that what you're talking about, the heading?
Yes, love that.
Okay.
The select board does not approve the capital improvement plan. The planning board does.
No, it
Yeah.
doesn't, not anymore. When we did the warrant, we've had this, when we did the warrant article, we put the purview of this, of the capital improvement plan under the select board.
Okay,
It took it out of the planning board's hands.
okay.
Yeah. It's, we're here for the select board and the ABC.
Mm-hmm.
Under select board action items number 2, remove the semicolon.
Oh, yeah. Then probably requesters doesn't need to be capitalized.
It's capitalized in the policy and procedure, but yeah, that's fine. Doesn't need to be, it's out of context here. Okay.
Okay, so now you do have changes to this page.
So I can do those 2 right now. Select board. Okay, so those.
Jesus.
And I'm just gonna go see if that's locked, and then maybe I can just print this right now.
Say again?
Go see if the upstairs door is locked, and then I can see if I can print this right now.
I'll go look to see if the door is locked. I
Here's
hear
somebody.
walking.
Yeah, somebody just arrived.
Sweet, okay.
I wouldn't want to print without them being there anyway.
Can you print to the library?
I don't know.
I would think we'd need to.
Maybe I could.
You might have to
I
send
could
it to whoever's
send it to
there.
her? Yeah,
Let me find out.
I would try it, but, alright.
Sloan is here, so she said, just put in the base of the email whether you want it one-sided or double-sided.
Okay.
Double-sided is let's,
Excuse me.
oh, but you're only printing the one page, right? Or do you want to
Yeah.
spend, well, I don't know if we want Evan to have to sit here and, while we type out the corrections. You'll probably have to take you forgot to take this off the bottom.
Oh, the date?
Or update it. Yep.
So the 27th.
Yep. And what are we doing in terms of the actual CIP? Are we going to put it in a format that is annual report book friendly?
The actual sheets.
Yeah.
I thought we already talked about that, and it already is, we just have to cut it, because it could be like this. Because this is
Yeah.
11 by 16, and that would fit in there.
You have to chop off an inch.
No, is that 11 by 17?
Yeah.
The paper is the document itself. It's pen on my computer.
So I'll run up and grab that.
It's cold in that hallway. Yeah.
I'll play with the formatting.
When she comes down with that, I think we have to take a vote to sign this.
Okay.
All right, we got it. So, with updated date, updated grammar, spelling. We are good. So you were asking what format?
Yeah,
You
I'll
want that
tweak it
in?
and see if I can make it
Okay.
8.5 by 11 friendly.
And then you had removed some things from it. Do we want to go over that before we sign the whole project? Because this will have a copy of that in it.
Right.
And the policy and procedure will have a copy of that in here
Do
too.
we have the final printed version of that, I think, or final, we have that, right?
The policy and procedure?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, we had a last edit,
Okay.
and that was supposed to be the final one.
But you know
So
with us,
that's
when we look
you.
at something again.
Let's see. Oh yeah, that's from the 14th, January 14th. So we had policy edits, what we sent back. Hang on one second. Oh yeah, so I marked them in red and then in highlighter for changes, but I didn't wanna actually make those changes. Cause it's yours. There weren't very many. And then when does the ABC want this?
So, we don't obviously vote on anything till the deliberative session, which is February. Where's my sheets? Which one? I bet they're in the other. I should just start carrying all the ABC stuff with me as well. What the dates are for the January, February.
Is it the second? Oh no, that's the school boards.
The school board is the second, I think. We are the, maybe the 5th? Yeah, I think we're the 5th.
Okay.
So we have a meeting tonight. You are, even though it's not on the agenda, you are more than welcome to show up. And in the public section, you know, in the beginning, if you're able to hand it to, copies for the board and then a copy for Linda, if that's what you wanna do. Cause the Board of Selectmen won't get it until the 3rd of February.
Yeah.
But we don't have a meeting other
For
than
that.
tonight, and then the next one is on the 5th.
When is the, public hearing?
I think it's the 5th.
That's a bit. Yeah. and
On a
I'll-
Thursday?
That's what it says, ABC meeting town hall. I don't know. I don't have the sheet with me, so
It looks like it might be on the 10th at 7 PM.
why do I not have it on my thing then, on my calendar? The deliberative session, right?
Nope, the
The-
deliberative is the school one. The public budget hearing is the town. The school
Put it on
deliberative
Facebook.
session is coming up.
It was, because it showed the open seats as well.
Let me see if I can.
But I took a picture of it. Hang on a second.
Oh, okay.
So I can look at my photos. Thank you for reminding me of that. Here we go.
Yeah, I was like, I know I had
Here.
a copy of it too.
February, school deliberative is the second, town budget public hearing, 7 PM on the 10th, correct. And then there's an ABC meeting the next night. Oh, this says the 4th, but it got moved to the 5th.
Okay, so you have one, so I could send it in when I send everything in to Linda?
Right, so we would hear it on the 5th.
Okay. Okay, that's better.
And there's a Board of Selectmen's meeting on the 3rd, so they would have
Okay.
it, and then we
And
would
then-
have it for 2 days later.
Okay.
And you're already asking for time on the agenda, so
Yes, we have time on
the
the
3rd.
BOS agenda, yes. And I was thinking for that we would just, I mean, they'll get it on the 29th, I'm assuming, unless,
Mm-mm, they don't see anything. She just has to collect everything by the 29th. They won't see it until she gives them their books, which is usually the afternoon of the day before or that morning, depending on how much is going in it,
okay.
right? Joy?
I don't
When do you
recall,
get- What?
I don't recall when we see, I don't know
You don't recall when you what?
when we see, you're asking when we see the annual report stuff?
No, when you get your books for each meeting.
We get the full book, it's usually ready by Monday afternoon before the Tuesday meeting.
Right.
We get an email in advance with agenda and minutes.
Okay.
So
I
they
asked
won't,
for
they
20
won't see it
minutes.
until, the earliest would be Monday afternoon before the meeting on Tuesday.
I wasn't planning on going line by line through it anyway with the board.
Go
was
through
just-
what, the
The actual sheets.
Yes, yeah, I can, I mean, I can speak to that, or, I can, make sure they have it, and then, just so they have a copy, and if they wanna go through it line by line, that's,
Yeah, so I'll want this to go with the entire packet, so I'll put our recommendations, our sheet, the policy, I'm gonna put it all together and send it to Linda for Thursday. So I'll need the most updated one, the most updated sheet, and the most updated, policy and procedure to add that in. And then I'll send it all to her on Thursday, and you guys can read it over on Monday or Tuesday. And then we'll be there, or I'll be there
I'll be there.
on the 3rd. And
I'll
I
be
just good. We need you there. Yeah, so then we'll go over just a high level explanation of what we've done.
And if there are
and
any
they can
specific,
ask
I would
questions.
think you would go over sort of these key features and the long-term goals, but,
Yeah,
and maybe even hit on these. But if there are any specific, things in here,
if they have questions.
right, well, or if there's any specific ones, like, I don't think you need to touch on the salt shed, but I do think you probably might wanna touch on the warrant articles. I don't think even, I think maybe you touch on the police department because we had recommended that they create a vehicle replacement, but they did, right? I think we discussed it, and then I discussed it during the ABC meeting. Jake was there as the selectman's rep, and I think it got brought to the table at a selectmen's meeting and Joy and Jake were talking about it, if I remember correctly, but I may not. There's been a lot of meetings with a lot of different people.
And I think the difference is that we want 25,000 added to it, and they added 10?
I'd have to go
So
back
which one?
to the police ETF,
Yeah,
police.
sounds right that they were adding 10. I can pull up the warrant again, it's right here.
So they were saving for a
Yeah,
cruiser.
the select board, of which I am a part, yeah, proposed adding 10,000.
So they were paying off one of the
They already, yeah, they're gonna
Cruisers.
pay off the,
70,000,
yep,
and then their next one,
they're paying off 2 vehicles, the one cruiser, but if we're only talking about police vehicles, then,
just for the police.
yeah.
So we had suggested 25 because, why was that? The next one that they wanted to do is in 2029. So we were saying save, put 25 away, keep doing that so that you can just pay cash. They could pay cash for their vehicles.
Hopefully,
Yes, if they keep
yeah,
keep
depending
adding
on,
to it.
yeah, I mean, we could pay, hopefully in cash, based on selling the existing one,
Mhm.
okay, and having a down payment, and then the rest of the money comes out of the ETF. But if there's not enough money in the ETF, then it's a very small amount
Yeah.
that we would have to figure out either how to finance. That's why it's,
Yeah.
I think, good to know some of this stuff beforehand, because again, if it's a $5,000 difference, then I don't have a problem taking that out of the unexpended fund balance.
Yeah,
If it's,
but it shouldn't be a
Shouldn't be-
70,000.
no, it shouldn't,
Like
that
this
shouldn't be
year.
how we buy a new vehicle, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I think that's why we said add more.
Right.
Okay.
Because you got, what, 3 years? So that would give you $75,000 in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do we need
Find
to?
it?
Yep.
Okay. If there aren't major changes, just the warrant articles, just the equipment on the warrant articles that were taken off,
Okay, hold on.
then I would be fine with okaying this. I mean, it's a living document, so it's free to be changed as you see, right? I mean, when the select board accepts this, they're accepting it in real time, knowing that this is going to be modified,
Right.
so.
Okay.
what I can't, anyway, what I'm trying to find is the, like, lack of a better word, CIP policy or procedure.
Yes. Here, I'll
Put it, hold on. It's
CC.
here.
Okay.
That's yours.
Okay, so you should have that, and it was minor edits that we had made on that.
Were they electronic edits or were they printed edits or?
Electronic.
Okay, good.
And then it was just like a little bit of formatting we fixed a little bit there.
Excellent. Not coming through yet. Oh, there we go.
And I think that was, maybe was that? We were stuck maybe at that one, because I feel like it was us, and then I was sending it electronically, noting our edits, but I didn't want to change it on them. So we're okay with it if you can read through it, and then you're okay with it.
Did you do markups or? There they are. Oh, you just highlighted them, okay. Oh, was I on by phone?
You may have been. I don't remember what.
Because the changes seem very familiar. Okay, so the requester shall, adding shall, were changed periodically review the CIP to semi-annually, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. A responsible party may be the board of selectmen?
You know what, I think that was supposed to be
Or-
the board,
Huh,
a selectman, it's missing a comma.
okay. All right, responsible party to each capital expenditure included in the CIP. So, a responsible party may be the board, a selectman, a department head, or other designated individual, yep, okay. Review the request form provided by or submitted by the requestor. I'm fine with either wording, what did you guys want? Looking at the capital improvement committee,
On
the
B.
instruction for the committee is to review the request form. There's two options here, provided by the requester or submitted by the requester. I don't care either way,
I think submitted is more
official,
Yeah.
yep.
sort of procedural.
Okay, the next change was under capital improvement committee again. Review each expenditure in the plan, consider the following factors. That should be, considering, that should be a colon. Sufficient information, let's see, necessity, Is the expenditure necessary to the town? Does it address a public or safety issue was added? That makes sense. A very nice to have, it sounds like that should. I think I'm gonna strike that, which is
Yeah.
probably why you highlighted it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then under cost analysis, to be considered as a factor, what are the various options and supporting documentation regarding to, that assess, let's see. What are the various,
Two should be deleted.
yeah, what are the various options and supporting documentation that assess the cost of?
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
a little comment in there.
2,
Yep. Okay.
under
And
8, under F at the bottom, there's a 2. It's in red, I think. I think I added that, but I didn't have anything to strike.
Oh, there it is, okay, yep,
Yeah.
right there. Okay.
And that was it.
Okay, so
And then I don't know if you
the
want to put the
yellow
date
was a
in
strike.
I think you should,
for the revision. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it looks like, in terms of assigning a responsible party, a responsible party may be, I think I had the board of selectmen, a department head, or other designated individual. So you guys had, responsible party may be the board, you had the board highlighted. Was that for removal, or is that just to highlight that we wanted the board, a selectman, a department head, or other designated individual?
I think it was to remove it, actually, now that you're.
I think it has to be the other way around, because the selectmen need to act as a board
As a
and can't
board.
really make decisions outside of the board.
Okay. So maybe the Board of Selectmen is what was.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Otherwise, pretty good.
I've written a lot of policies and procedures in my time.
I can tell.
A lot. Okay.
Yeah, that was it. So if you're okay with that, unless you have any other edits.
I just
Either.
remember, one thing that I had been pondering, I think, was kind of the loop. I can't remember if I worked it out in this draft or if there was another draft where it was kind of the loop of which comes first, chicken or the egg, which comes first, feasibility study or the whatever. But if you guys reviewed it and you're comfortable with the wording, then I must have gotten it right at some point.
Yeah, it took us a little bit, but we wrapped our heads around it and we understood where you were going, the flow.
Okay.
Because it's not only, I mean, it is the procedure, it is the flow of the workflow, I guess.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
workflow,
Yeah.
it's a process flow, but
Because it looks like it bounces, what you're saying, it's bouncing back and forth between different committees, but it makes sense if you're in it.
Right.
So I'm comfortable with it.
Okay. Because, yeah, for me, like, the policy section is to kind of describe the general process and roles and responsibilities. And then the procedure is that workflow of this happens first. And then it goes here and does this, and then it does that, so.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And you know, I may even add a graphic. But we'll leave it like this for now. Maybe a graphic going forward. Okay.
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
future,
Yes, we can do that.
future additions.
Yep, because this one we just want to get approved. All right, so that is with those changes made, that is the accepted draft. Are we all voting to?
We have to vote on a number of things.
Yes.
We have to vote to accept the final version of the
Report?
report.
Okay.
Do you want all of those items voted on individually, or shall we just, this is the whole report, the procedure?
It's up to you,
Actually,
you're the
know what?
chairwoman.
I know. Okay, actually, let's do them individually so
Yeah.
that it's noted
Okay,
in the minutes.
okay,
Yeah.
and we can start with like like the CIP itself.
Mhm.
Then we can go to the procedure, policy and procedure, and then we can go to the final report, to the, report, whatever we're calling that.
Yes. All right, well, I will make a motion to accept this version of the capital improvement plan.
I think
in
you have to
detail.
state which version.
Hold on. Excuse
What
me.
version it is.
Hold on.
The
Hang on.
12226? Oh, wait a minute.
Well, there's still tweaks that I had to, or things that I had to. Let me just walk through the changes and then we can decide.
Okay.
No?
No, I don't know that I have a version to refer to.
Looks like Tia has it if you guys wanna
I have,
follow along together.
yeah, I have the 12226 version.
Yes.
That's what you have.
Yep. Yeah, this is the one from the last meeting that Kate was
Yeah,
gonna
I
have to
know.
print for us.
I don't know that I have the 12226, that's the school.
We didn't recommend setting money aside for the salt shed, correct? We
No.
recommended that they identify, options.
Yeah, because we don't know how much.
We don't know how much it's gonna cost.
Right.
We have a rough idea, but it was
Yep.
anywhere from 100,000, depending on the version, to like 500,000.
Because I don't know that they actually know what they need
Yeah,
versus what they want, so.
and I think that we could make a guess off of that, but I would rather have a study
Actual
and a
numbers.
report,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know that I actually ever got a copy
Do you wanna look
of
at this one?
the 1122. I mean, I got it electronically, but I don't know that we ever got a copy. That's 1218, yeah.
Maybe it's this one. Looked at this one.
Okay, all right, so we're not motioning, the motion is withdrawn, and we are reviewing the CIP.
Yep.
Reviewing the 12226 CIP spreadsheet. Okay,
Mhm.
All right, so the first change is on line 22, DPW highway, dust control salt shed required by the state, estimated year to replace, changing that probably to 2027? Does that sound good? Since we're not saving any money for it? Or do we think that that would come out of the highway heavy equipment ETF? It can't.
it can't.
Yeah, not a
You
right amount.
can't add to the,
Okay, all right, so I'll change this to 2027 and then, see if the select board has other ideas. The next change is on line 36, fire department equipment, refurbished ambulance to replace 4E1. The estimated year to replace was 2026.
wait, I'm sorry, say that again, the what?
Line 36,
Line 36,
fire department,
yeah,
looking to purchase a refurbished ambulance.
right, okay.
So I'm gonna change from 2026 to TBD.
Line 36. Okay.
And then the next line down, the fire department equipment, line 37, portable radio replacement, 20 radios. I don't think that's in the budget itself.
There was a line item for that, but I don't think that there was.
I think that was the repair.
Just repairs.
I think it's just repair.
Yeah, there's equipment repair, and that's only a $2,000 budget line that has not been added to.
Right, and it's not a warrant article, right?
New equipment is $12,000 that has not been added to. Radio repair, $2,000 that has not been added to.
Why do I feel like there was a grant or something here?
Oh, that
He
would be
was,
good.
and I emailed him with our questions, but I didn't get a response.
So should we change
So-
that 2026 to just TBD?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see that anywhere. Okay, the next one was line 46, fire department, Kawasaki ATV.
Yeah.
That is possible for 2026, but we're gonna change that to TBD. And I think that was all for that section. The next part was on page 3 of 6, line 36 again. For the refurbished ambulance, the warrant impact was anticipated to be $250,000. I'm going to strike that to 0, since that is not on the warrant. And then
Line
next,
36, you're striking the 250 to 0.
yep,
Okay.
and on 37, the same, I'm striking the 30,000 to 0. That is for the portable radio replacement, as just discussed. And then line 46, the Kawasaki ATV, striking that line to go to 0, as just discussed, which will update the total amount
A terrible
Two.
handwriting, I'm sorry.
365.
Yeah, that should, yep, that should bring it to 365.
Instead of the 685?
Correct, so it should be 365,000.
Which,
Is just the exact amount of the replacement for the 2005 Peterbilt. The other things that I'm going to zero out,
can I ask a question?
yeah,
Is there a way to show that it's only 100,000?
What's only 100,000?
that
Or
would
no, it's
potentially
not
be
even
in the
an
wording of the
impact.
article, because the warrant impact is still the full. It's weird the way they work. My understanding is that the warrant will give the amount, the purchase price of the three, in this case 363 to be exact. And it talks about that all of it, full 363 will come from the unassigned fund balance, and 255
Will be
will be
offset by the
reimbursed
grant.
from the grant.
Okay. And so
So-
it's not actually impacting the taxes.
No,
like
but
you
during
were
the
saying.
conversation, we can say the net impact of this, as we're discussing the warrant article, we can say the net impact is $100,000.
Yep. And again, that's for the warrant article, not necessarily for us, but the impact is, for this one, it truly, well, yeah, it truly is 363, because we're purchasing it outright from the unexpected fund balance, so that's
And
actually,
then getting it.
and I can update this dollar amount from 365 to 363.
563, right? What line is that?
That is line 28.
On which page?
On page 3, page 3.
Page 1, 2, 3. line 28, that goes from 365 to 363.
Yep. 363, 563.
563.
And then the next item to change was line 34 for the
On that
20
same page?
Yep.
On which page? Page
Same
3?
Page 3.
Okay.
For the 2023 Western Star.
Mm-hmm.
Anticipated thought is to, does it say it in here? Actually, I don't see it as a warrant article, but there was discussion.
No, and they voted on it, so I think they're taking that money out of the unexpended fund balance, aren't they? Wasn't that where that money was coming from?
Yes, and I think actually that that's captured in the budget itself.
Right, it just shows 0 on the notes.
Right,
It doesn't say where it's coming from.
okay. So I'm not quite sure how to reflect this in the 10-year annual cost section, because obviously 2027 will be reduced to 0. 2028 will be reduced to 0. 2029 will be reduced to 0.
I think you put a note.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering if I change that 2026 column to the payoff amount.
And put a note that indicates this was paid off early based on a vote from the Board of Selectmen to use the unexpended fund balance. And that's
Does it
what,
make sense to
70?
put the payoff amount in 2026?
I think so, because you're,
It's an annual cost,
Paying
it becomes the annual cost for that.
Actually, that will be a warrant article, so that would be under warrant impact.
It's not a warrant article. They're paying it off out of the unexpended fund balance.
do you have, do they, we don't have to vote.
I don't remember, I'll ask.
Well, it's not here. Right? It's not in the,
We don't vote on that, it's just select board decides, right?
oh, wait a minute,
So-
no, wait. To see if the town will, vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $52,740 to pay off the lease for the police cruiser purchased in 2025 with the funds coming from the unassigned fund balance.
Yep.
Article H.
Okay, so I will add that,
And then it's H, what's currently H and I, but I think it's been updated. These are based on January 13th warrant articles. So H was 52,740 and I was 119,457 to pay off the lease for the trash truck purchased in 2024.
yeah, H is gone in this version that oh, no, there it is, right up front. They just went out of order, they're just on
Yeah,
page
they
1
just-
of this one.
So it's still 52,740, right?
Yep,
Okay, so then change the 31,800 to 52,740.
interesting.
What?
Oh, that's the police cruiser, I'm looking at something else. So the warrant impact is actually like you said, the 52,740 is the warrant impact. And then the annual cost, the 2026 will be changed to 52,740
I gotta
and
find
then
it.
0. So that is page 4, line 86.
No, we're on
Oh.
page 3. Page 4, line 86.
Mhm. So the.
So we add 52,740 to
Column
column U.
Yep. And then the same change, column X, update that to 52,740, and then the subsequent 3 columns
Go away.
Change to 0. So,
But this all presupposes that this gets approved.
Yep.
So can you do that now? Can we actually do that, make that change if it hasn't been approved?
well, I mean, technically, even the truck hasn't been approved. The fleet truck, the Green Fleet 2005 Peterbilt.
Well, technically, but yeah, they've already submitted a purchase order for it.
But
so-
town hasn't approved it. So it's in the same situation as
The
these.
town's on the hook for it.
Right, so the town has not approved the warrant article. So I think these fall into the same category as these are on the warrant, but pending town approval.
I see what you're saying. I think it's because this is a living document, so we're basing it off of the information that we have right now, assuming.
So then
that
I think you need to
this-
put a comment in here that says assuming, this, to me, this is different. We already have an obligation to pay these 14,350s that are in here for the police cruiser. Those are the things that we would still have to pay. The truck is a little different because there is a grant and I don't know. I understand what you're saying. I don't, God forbid this doesn't pass, then you gotta go back and figure out how to recreate what's in the CIP for these numbers.
Right, so we have a previous draft for that. If you want, I can leave the 10-year annual cost as is, and for the 2026 warrant impact, just update that with the 2 warrant dollar amounts.
I think that's what they're going to look at anyway, is just what is right in front of them for this year.
Because if these 2 pass, obviously then that is the warrant impact. If they don't, then then the budget line for notes due they get added back into notes due. That's why they're put above the operating budget.
They were put first before the operating budget, right?
Yep.
So that they could be added back in should it not, for some reason, not pass.
Yep.
Yeah, just, no, do it the same way that we were just talking about with the zeros in it.
All right, so then I will do that.
So that was line 86 and then line
34,
34
changing the warrant impact
is the,
to
to the 119.
119, 457. And then updating,
2026 to 119, 457,
yep,
and the others are 0.
yep.
So then that changes the line 90 total.
Yep. From the 363, 563, 563 plus those 2. Three 563 plus 119, 457 plus 52, 740. So that makes it a total of,
Oh, you don't have the
What was the
spreadsheet up
119?
and you can just put those numbers in and it'll update it for you?
I will, I'm just gonna do it this way for now,
What was the one?
before I get lost in a spreadsheet. So the total then becomes 535,760, because that's the 363 of the grant truck, the 119 paying off the Western Star, then the 52 paying off the police
So,
cruiser.
I'm sorry, it becomes 5 what?
535,760.
And that will change your other bottom line, right?
Yep, the 2020, it'll auto calculate,
Okay.
yeah. I'll just circle it.
9. How come I'm not getting that number? 1 carry the 1. 9, 10, 15, 17. 12, 13,
actually, yeah.
I have 537, 197.
So I still have it up here, 363, 563,
Oh, I have 365 even is what you said.
and then we read the warrant article. And then the warrant article, says the 363, 563.
Wait. The 363, 563
Mhm.
is for the truck,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Yep.
This is the total for the line. Is there nothing else other than the truck as a warrant article?
For the
No.
column U warrant, 2026 warrant impact, it's going to be the three things.
This one, and the 52. 52, yeah, all of those.
So it's not 365, it was 363, 563. All right.
It was, but now it is,
Now it's 535, 760.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's 535, 760.
Yeah. Which they're just approving this, like as it is, so I mean, this will change if we have to go back and add the 14,000 in.
Right,
That'll just be like the
That'll-
newest
yeah,
version,
yeah.
Just, I don't think we have to explain that to the board.
No.
They,
They'll know,
that.
they'll see
Yeah.
it,
okay.
because they're the ones that voted on it.
Alright. Were there any other edits that you wanted to make based off of the warrant articles?
No, I think everything else on 2026 is already an ongoing payment, or, we did have online, on page 4, line 74, we had the library roof replacement over the children's section, but I remember, and I forgot to update it here, it looks like, that Sloan had moved that out, I wanna say 5 years.
To 2031?
Or to 2030. Yeah, it was either to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it was to 2030. I will check. But I do believe she said that it was, and it's somewhere in
So
that.
then line X should also, why did it not correspond? So line U said, originally said 685.
Mhm.
Line column X, which was 2026, said 957.
Because there are things in the notes due in 2026 that aren't impacting
That don't
the
have a
warrant.
warrant impact.
Yep.
What about, oh, that was 2025. It was like $100,000.
And that's how when we separate this and make another sheet for what we're actually putting in the funds to better level fund it, we'll have another section that's just what we're putting in versus, you know, what we're already responsible for paying. Does that make sense?
It doesn't, but if you look at this number comes from page 4 and page 3. Okay,
And
these
you're
are
saying
the,
it's
these are the
missing.
leases. Oh, cause the grader needs to be, the front end loader, truck, where's the grader? Grader, 67,599. Okay. Okay.
So
Anything else?
when I, let's see, so we're changing, this spreadsheet is being wonky, okay, so we're changing column X. We're changing that to. What's that one? What's that one? So when we change the police cruiser on line 86 to the 52,740,
Mm-hmm.
we remove or move the library
Right.
down to, I'll say, 2030.
Then we increased line 34 from 31,800 to 119,457. But see, here's where, that doesn't have a warrant article impact. Though, yes,
True.
it's a warrant article, but it's from the unassigned fund balance.
True.
So it won't affect, it affects column U in that we're asking the town for that money, but it doesn't affect column X because that's not money, that's money we're pulling from a different source.
So do you think we should note that or remove it?
Well, because I think it artificially inflates this $957,000. And maybe there's a note, and once we get the new number for whatever 957 becomes, there's a note in there that says, however much of those two are together, that money comes from the unassigned fund balance and is not a raise and appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
My understanding, and, you know, in conjunction with reading the article, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate. So again, I know on the back end, it comes out of the unassigned fund balance. But in my understanding and in reading this, it seems like there is an impact to the warrant, even though the money doesn't come out of tax. So if it was, it has an impact to the warrant, it does not have an impact to the taxpayers. But even if there is if there is no impact to the taxpayers, it is still in here and considered an impact to the warrant.
Well, and I've argued that it is still an impact to the taxpayer, because if you weren't doing that with this money, then that money would be free to do other things with. So it's always an impact to the taxpayer, because that's still the taxpayer's money sitting in the bank. But I just think a note here on that, whatever that new number, the 957 is, to indicate that you don't have to say it's not being raised and appropriated, just say 180,000 of it, or whatever it is coming from the unassigned, unreserved, unassigned, whatever the actual wording is, so that people understand that that's not new money coming into the town. That's money we already have that we're using to pay off debt.
Yep, and I have a note here that I believe I read in the last meeting, to add that how much interest is being saved by, you know, doing it that way. But also, usually we say, no, for example, in the Conservation Commission, no amount is to be raised by taxation. but the town still has to vote to, again, I'm just trying to remember, set aside $10,000 from the forest maintenance fund, that it's not an impact to taxation this year, they're just, the
It
town is
already
approving
was.
10,000, not this year, not on this warrant.
Right.
So that there's no current impact this year to the taxpayer, they're just raising and appropriating an existing $10,000 from a fund into another, or allowing it to be used for this purpose. So I believe the same
Not
here.
every article.
Not every article is like
has
that. No.
But I
a
think-
money attachment.
Right.
It's just a notify. right?
No,
Vote.
even if it has money attachment, it has to be voted on, but it's where the money's coming from. So,
To note that in the actual.
yeah, some of them, you can note it in the actual warrant article by saying that. Like, the school does it all the time, if they have the special education fund, that they vote to, use $25,000 out of the special education fund to pay for something. This money is not to come from new taxation. This comes from the special education fund kind
So,
of thing.
yep, Article Q, for example, as I was mentioning, the forest maintenance fund, Article Q reads, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $10,000 for the purpose of forest maintenance, the entire amount to come from the previously established forest maintenance account, and no amount to be raised by taxation.
Yeah, I always object to that a little bit, because how was that money gotten originally? It was probably raised by taxation. I would always advocate that it say no amount to be raised by new taxation.
I don't think that one specifically is taxed. I think that's.
Is that from when they sell the,
The wood, I think.
yeah, I don't know.
And then they use it to pay the forester. I think that's how I read it.
So maybe in addition, these articles should say no amount to be raised by taxation or whatever, like the forest maintenance account. And again, whether the DRA approves it as new taxation
Right.
or whatever, no
We're
amount.
kind of a little out of our,
Yeah, I was just
zone
gonna say
here.
that.
Well, I'm
that-
not, but.
Well,
You're
you're
not,
not,
you're in
but
your
we
zone.
are, and
Yep.
so.
Yeah. But yes, it should reflect that. But for our purposes,
Yep.
are there any other edits to the actual sheets that we should consider now for this draft?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, hold on. All right.
What do we want to do with equipment that's on here that has nothing in the lines?
Hold on a second. Hold on to that question. So in terms of warrant impact, the initial thought was to add these two warrant articles to the warrant impact column. Are we doing that or no?
Yes, I
Okay.
think they stay in the warrant impact column because they are a warrant article.
Okay.
But I think that, again, because they're not coming from new taxation, I think a note, because it's gonna take that number from 957,000 over $1 million.
No, because we're cutting other things out.
What did we cut out?
We cut out the refurbished ambulance, the portable radio replacement.
But those didn't have.
Those didn't have a 2026.
I'm updating column U, the warrant impact.
Right.
So that new amount,
I'm not talking about column U, I'm talking about column X.
okay,
So when we add in, instead of 31,800 for the Blue Star wheeled roll-off truck, and we make it 119,
mm-hmm.
and then we change the 14,350 to 52,000,
Mhm.
it's going to take that bottom line. Yes, we're cutting 15 and moving it. We're not really
Mhm.
cutting it, we're just moving it to 2030.
Yeah.
But we,
Because that is how much we are paying this year.
I understand that, let me finish.
Okay.
We're gonna take that $957,000 at the bottom line, and then we're going to force it over $1 million,
Mhm.
okay? I have been talking about adding a note to that
Mhm.
that says, of that new $1 million, the 100 and whatever it is, 119 and the 52, so 168 or whatever it is not from new taxes. There's no new taxes being raised to pay that part of it.
and she's
Okay,
going to
I
add
can-
that.
I can add that.
Yeah, I'm just adding it as a note, you know, a
Yeah.
note on that bottom line, so when people look at it and go, what do you mean it's over $1 million? Say, whoa, timeout, it's not really over $1 million, it's only 957,000, well, now it'll be less than that, 943,000. Well, you can't, because we're adding and removing, but whatever that number now is, only 950,000 of it is from new taxation, the rest of it comes out of our
Well, actually,
unassigned.
it's not new taxation because it's in the, well, it's in the, that's not
It's a,
accurate. It's in the operating budget under notes and leases due, so we've already.
yeah, but it
It's in the
becomes,
operating
it's
budget.
new, this year's tax budget, this year's operating budget is a taxation. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to let you know that Mahjong people will be here in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
thank
I'll
you.
wrap it up. You're welcome to bring it upstairs.
Also, we moved your 15,000 for
To
the,
2030.
to 2030, because I think you said it was like
Yeah.
another 5 years out
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
roof.
yeah,
Okay,
that's totally
Right.
fine.
yep, thank you.
Thank you. Good thing
So I
was
can
wondering
put
if
them in
they were
different
ever
colors
equal.
if you'd like.
But I don't know what you're putting in different colors.
I can put the ones that were already pre-planned in the notes and leases due, in no color. And then
I don't-
highlight in column X, highlight the, row 34 for the 119. And then highlight, row 86 for the cruiser, to highlight that those would come from the unexpended fund balance as opposed to,
Yeah, but nobody's gonna understand what the highlight is but us, so that's why
Yeah.
I'm asking for a note to be put, a comment to be put
that would be
In the
added
bottom.
to,
at the
Or
bottom.
yes, but I would
Easiest
just be,
places.
yep, I would add the note, but I would also add the color coding
Sure.
just so they could see.
And can we put a legend on the color code?
Yeah, that, yeah, so either note or legend or something, yep.
Because at first I was like, oh, what's the screen? But
Right.
then you're like, oh, it's when we're going to replace it. So
Yep.
Potentially.
yeah, maybe.
So, okay, so we need to do motions and stuff here pretty quick because they're gonna be here.
Yeah.
And do you want me to leave, the last question is, do you want me to leave the green in or change the color or something to represent that is the year we anticipate future replacement?
As long as you put what that green represents in a
Yeah.
legend at the bottom, I'm fine with leaving it.
Okay, we probably won't have color in the annual report, so maybe I indicate that in some, with a symbol or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Y2
either the
R.
number symbol or,
Yep.
or asterisks or something,
Yep.
whatever,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, and then, so then the 2020, so the green spots for the items that we have struck will go
Estimate.
away.
Yeah.
So for example, the salt shed. You know, that will
Yeah.
just strike, you know, and that will be just a
Just a
blank,
regular
just blank with
regular
no coloring.
cell.
Yeah.
Yep,
And then the ones that do not have a year of replacement attached or any funds being drawn, those have the TBD.
actually, and the same goes for column X for the Peterbilt. Because it's unexpended fund balance, just like the other two that we've just added. So row 28,
On which sheet, please?
page 3.
Page 3, 2005 Peterbilt?
Mm-hmm. So I'll add that 363, 563 there under 2026 and highlight it, whatever I do to highlight the 119 and the 52, because they're all coming from the unexpended fund balance. So whatever color coding I do.
But
I'll
that
include that.
isn't what's coming from the unexpended fund, well, I guess it is, because we're paying for the truck,
The full amount is the 363 is coming out of the or again, is proposed to come out of the unexpended fund balance to purchase it.
right, but the
And then the
255 will go back in.
Yep.
So I don't know if you can asterisk that to show that the 255 will come back in and then somehow indicate the net cost.
I think it just needs a page.
I think
Like
it just needs to
after.
reference the warrant. I don't know that this all needs to be
The
in
warrant-
this, in the, in this, because
Okay.
folks aren't gonna be getting into that level of detail in this.
No, but we
Just
will
the-
going forward. 10 years from now, when we look like we did with the police cruisers and we have to go back and figure out, how did we pay for that?
This is, well, in 10 years from now, 2026 isn't even gonna be on this report.
But
Okay,
she's
5 years
saying
from
that-
now, I'm sorry.
I should, like, I'm going to be removing 2024, 2025. I mean, I shouldn't even have them
You
on there now.
won't see them, but you will have them in the spreadsheet. You will hide them. You're not getting rid of those columns. Those columns aren't going away and that data gets lost. We're keeping that data. We're just not leaving it on a spreadsheet that we give to other people, so.
Do you have the booklet, the old CIP that I brought from Heather?
Yep.
So
It
It
will be
will
going
be-
away because the 10-year cost column will change.
we'll update
killing me.
it.
I'll be saving the revisions.
Right.
I'll be saving the revision, but the spreadsheet
You
itself does get
will be
updated.
because you're the keeper of the sheets.
Right, and
So
so,
you keep it, and
Yep.
but what will be printed is this. So it'll be something once we get it nicer. Oh yeah, like that. So they put it right in there. So like this will be the 06 to 11, 2011.
So really, I
So
should even be
ours would
pulling
be-
out 2024 this year. We shouldn't even have 2024 in here because,
Yeah. So
yeah, so I'm gonna remove 2024 and then we'll go out to, I'll adjust the
2030.
columns, yep. So 2024 will go away and we'll be out to 2034 in column AE.
that's only what you're printing. You're not getting rid of any of this.
I am saving versions, and then we're deleting, like I said, I'm saving a previous version of this, and we will always have the previous version of this. But for the terms of accuracy, is that this is 10 years out from now, so 2024 should come off.
Yeah.
And 2044 should come on.
34.
Well, 20 years, we have the page going out 20 years.
Well, this only goes 10 years, so. All right, whatever. We gotta vote because we got 7 minutes. And they're gonna show up in 10, there's people pulling in now.
Yep.
but that was good.
So I will make a motion to approve the CIP as discussed and amended.
All right. Second.
Ray, motion to accept / approve, I don't know which ones, approve CIP as amended. Gagnon second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2,
The policy and procedure. So a motion to approve the policy and procedure for the CIP
As amended?
as amended. Oh, hi, Cheryl.
I'll second.
All right. All in favor?
We gotta wait till she comes back to the table.
All in favor?
To approve the policy as
As
amended?
amended. Yep.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. And then the final, motion to approve the capital improvement program
Report.
report. Yep.
All right, I will make, if you didn't already make the motion, I will either make the motion to approve the capital improvement program report
As amended.
as amended.
And second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. That's done.
Nice job. There we go. And then we can sign this
Yep.
right now.
So next step is the, this stuff goes to the select board. Will you be presenting it?
I'll be there. I really just wanted to deliver it and
We
then,
can tag team as
yeah.
needed.
and if they have questions, they can ask them. And I told Linda we wouldn't be going through it line by line, as not to take up their entire meeting, so.
All right, I make a motion to adjourn.
All right, second,
We have to discuss the next meeting.
Uh,
I am
do
not
we-
here.
do we want to have a next meeting?
Right, I think we should discuss that.
It would be February 12th.
Oh, it said February 5th on the, it said February 5th on the other.
Oh, did it?
I just have,
February 12th, what am I looking at? It said
yeah, I
February
don't have
5th.
one on the town report, but, I mean, on the town calendar. Here is your signature page.
February 12th,
Thank you.
February 12th might be better. Yeah, I'm good on the 12th if we want to have, because I don't know if you want to have a discussion after this is all gets presented to the Board of Selectmen and they have comments or whatever about it, so.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay, so February 12th.
What time?
9:30 at the town hall.
Okay.
I'll confirm that.
Okay, then now, motion to adjourn.
I will make said motion.
All right, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It is 12:58.